Hi guys, welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. Some of you, only a few people saw the part one BQH, so Beyond Quantum Hypnosis session that I uploaded, but that was only part one. I actually had to stop recording on my iPad because I was afraid I was going to run out of space. I had no idea that Jeff was going to go to that many lives. I kept expecting it to be okay. This is the third one, so he'll probably be done. But anyway, so it was interesting. So, for those of you that don't know, I have been certified in Beyond Quantum Hypnosis for a little over a year. But because I live way out in the boonies, I haven't had very many clients. I have done four practice sessions before this, and those all went perfectly fine. My guide said, you don't have anything to worry about because we're the ones who do this. And I was like, okay. So, I asked my husband if he would be willing to do another session. I've already done one with him, which was successful, but not as successful as this one, which proves everybody right who is always posting on their channels where I watch hypnosis that the more you do it, the easier it is to go under and get the information. You're more relaxed, etc., etc. So, I mean, in the beginning, I was like, did he fall asleep? But he was just so relaxed that his breathing sounded like that. Anyway, so I had to stop recording on my iPad and then record on my phone. So he was um, already under, and then I was like, oh shoot, I got to stop this and I got to get my phone. Anyway, so I had to repeat a few things at the beginning of this one. This is only about 40 minutes long, I think. And I think it's one more life, but at the end I review each of the lives. So if you didn't listen to the long one, you're still going to hear what those lives were at the end of this. So what I have to do, because it's recorded as audio on my phone, is record it into the video camera so that I can post it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be kind of on the sidelines, um, doing some stuff here at my computer, so hopefully I won't make any noise that's going to interrupt this. Okay, so you see your mother there. She's got brown hair. She's a little on the chunky side. And you were born in a tub, which you didn't seem to like very much.
Oh, woke up screaming.
Okay. All right. So, is your mom holding you? What's going on now?
Midwife holding me.
The midwife. Okay.
Calling me Jeremy.
All right. And your name is Jeremy. What year is this, Jeremy?
1902.
1902.
Call me Jeremy Patterson.
Jeremy Patterson. Beautiful. Okay, Jeremy. Now you're born. The midwife is holding you. What happens next?
Get me back to my mother.
Okay. Now you're in your mother's arms. Do you see your father there?
No.
All right.
I don't see him at all.
I want you to look into your mother's eyes and tell me if you've seen those eyes before.
No.
Okay. I want you to look into the midwife's eyes. Have you seen her eyes before?
I think I had, actually.
Okay. Who was this, who did these eyes belong to in the life of Jeffrey?
His grandmother.
Beautiful. Okay. So now, Jeremy Patterson, let's move ahead to a significant day in your life. Let's move ahead to a significant day in the life of Jeremy Patterson.
5 years later.
So you're 5 years old.
First day of school.
Okay.
I don't want to go to school.
You don't want to go to school? Why not?
I like it at home.
Who's at home?
My mom.
So you just live with your mother?
Mm-hmm. I don't have a dad.
Just you and your mom?
Yeah.
Nobody else lives in the house, or?
My grandparents.
Oh, okay. So grandparents and your mom and you.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you? Where do you live? What are you?
It's a small town.
Okay.
It's in upper state New York, I think.
Okay. A small town in New York, upstate.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Okay, so it's your first day of school. We need to go to school. What happens?
I put up a stink. Mom tells me I have to go, so I go.
Tell me what school is like when you get there.
Shit. It's not what I want to do.
What does it look like?
A bunch of kids there I don't want to deal with. I don't like kids.
Okay. Are you what does it look like in your classroom?
It's one room school.
Okay.
There's a wood stove in the middle of the room. And there's a teacher. She's pretty.
Okay. What's your teacher's name? What do you call her?
Teacher.
You don't call her Miss something or Mrs. something or?
Mrs. Adams.
Okay.
She's got kind of grayish hair.
Okay.
She doesn't wear glasses, but she's older.
All right.
She's got a big butt.
A big butt?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the other kids said that too.
Okay. Is she a good teacher?
Seems to be. I still don't like school though.
Okay.
It's easy. I already know my letters.
Oh,
And I already know my numbers for the most part.
okay.
I can add all the way up to 5.
All
6.
right. Nice. So I want you to look into Mrs. Adams's eyes. Have you seen those eyes before in the life of Jeffrey?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's move ahead to when you've been in school for a little bit and see what's happening. What's happening, Jeremy Patterson, in your school life?
10th grade.
Oh, okay.
Got a girlfriend.
So you stayed in school, you're in 10th grade, and you have a girlfriend.
Same classroom.
Okay.
One room schoolhouse.
So you're about 15 now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Teacher's different.
Oh, it's a different teacher.
New teacher.
What's this teacher's name?
Jessica. I think. Her first name.
Okay. Do you call her Miss something or Mrs. something?
Oh, what's her name? I'm bad with names.
Okay. All right. What about your girlfriend?
Oh, God.
What's her name?
She's another one I like to pick on. I call her all kinds of names.
What's her given name?
Her given name is Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
I call her cutie, sweetheart. I call her all kinds of things. She likes it.
Okay. What does she look like?
Redhead, freckles. Very cute.
she like you?
Yeah, I hope so. We're dating.
Okay. Well, 15.
I told her I wanted to marry her.
You did?
Of course I did.
Okay. All right. Let's fast forward in Jeremy's life, leaving the 10th grade now, closing that scene with Elizabeth, and going ahead to the next significant thing that happens to Jeremy.
Joined the post office.
Okay.
I'm at work.
How old are you now?
20.
All right, so 5 years have passed. You're 20 years old. You work at the post office.
Yep. And we're doing regular postal service, but we have some big order coming in.
A big order.
From
Okay.
the government.
Tell me about that.
They're using the post office to move bullion.
To move gold bullion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That sounds exciting. How do you feel about that?
Worried about it.
Okay.
Because we've never done that before. Not in this post office. We're not really set up for it.
All right.
That's something that we normally don't do.
All right. So it's about 1922. You're at the post office, getting ready to work for the government. What about your life at home? Where do you live now, Jeremy?
Still living in the same house with my mother.
You still live with your mother and grandparents?
Grandparents are gone.
Oh, okay.
They both passed.
All right.
Living with my mother. We still have the same staff that my grandparents had
All right.
to help take care of the house. Luckily, my grandfather left us enough money that we don't have to sell the house.
Okay. So your mom inherited money from the grandfather. All right. So Jeremy, are you still single? Is there a special woman in your life as Jeremy?
I'm single.
Okay.
Had bad luck.
You had bad luck.
I dated a couple of different women, but each time I broke up with them.
Okay. All right. So let's fast forward a little bit more, Jeremy. You're 20 now. You're at the post office, moving gold bullion contract coming up. Let's move ahead to the next significant thing in your life as Jeremy.
I'll leave the post office.
Okay.
Go to work for a railroad company. So I can see some of the country.
Okay. Beautiful. How old are you as you take this job at the railroad?
25.
Is there any significant woman in your life now?
No, I'm still single.
Okay.
I'm going to try to see if I can find a wife.
Okay.
It's a small world, they keep telling me. This new railroad.
All right. So from upstate New York to the post office to the railroad. All right. Here we are, Jeremy. All right. You've got your job on the railroad. What do you do for the railroad? What is your job? What is your position?
I'm training right now to be an engineer.
Okay.
But basically right now I'm running as security on the train.
What's that like?
Boring. I get to sit in a box all day long. Watch the walls. I do get a gun, which is kind of fun to play with.
Okay. All right.
I unload it and load it. Swing it around in circles. Shove it in the holster. Pretend I'm shooting bad guys.
Okay. All right.
It's better than sitting in a post office.
I guess so.
Not much.
Maybe not as safe as sitting in the post office, but it is different.
I could shoot my foot off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's now move ahead to the next significant and important thing that your guides want you to know in the life as Jeremy Patterson. Let's move forward, move ahead, and tell me where you are.
It was a train accident.
Oh no.
Went off the tracks because the tracks got washed out during a storm.
Okay.
I'm trapped inside of the train car with two other guys. And we're about 60 to 70 miles outside of the nearest town. We're just waiting.
What happens next?
We wait for about a day and a half inside the train car. And finally somebody shows up to help us out.
And what do they do?
They take an axe and they start chopping the side of the train car so they can get into us.
And then what?
And they get us out. We're banged up pretty bad. The material inside the train car was bouncing around and it beat us up pretty good.
Okay.
I had a couple broken bones. My leg and my arm both busted. One of the other guys had a broken leg too. But we got out of it alright.
Is it your right or left arm and leg?
My right arm, my left leg.
Okay.
We made it to the hospital about 3 days later and had to reset my leg because it started to set on its own.
Okay.
It hurt like hell. My arm, it was not set yet because it was a compound fracture.
Okay.
And they set that one. They said I was lucky I didn't die because of the infection, but for some reason I didn't get an infection.
Good. Good.
I'm going to have a limp for the rest of my life. It's hard to pick up heavy things with my right arm.
Okay. Let's move ahead a little bit. So you have healed as much as you can. You have a limp and you have a little bit of weakness in your right arm. Are you still working on the train, the railroad?
I'm still working on the railroad, but I moved into an office.
Oh, okay.
So because of my leg, I couldn't get up and down off the train as easy, so they were nice enough they kept me on and sent me back to school.
Oh, school, the thing you've avoided.
Oh yeah, I still hated it, but have to make a living, so they offered it and I took it.
Okay, amazing.
Kept me working. I still haven't found a woman. It's been a long time.
How old are you now? You were, let's see, 25 when you joined the railroad.
Almost 50 now.
We don't know how old you were when the accident happened. Okay, so now you're 50 years old, still working in the train office and still single.
Yep. I'm still working on it and I've gotten myself a house that I like.
Where?
It's in a suburb of Illinois.
Wow, nice. Okay, so now you have your own house in Illinois. I'm sure your mom must have passed by now, or is she still alive?
She passed.
Okay.
My house was designed by a new architect that's been getting himself a new word out. It's Frank Lloyd Wright.
Wow.
He helped design it. I paid a small fee for it, which was $300, which seemed like a lot of money.
$300?
For the
design. Okay.
Everybody said it was a good price from him because he's going to be famous someday. So I paid for it.
So $300 for the blueprints, and then your house was built. So are you doing well at the railroad? Are you still there at 50?
I'm still there. there till I retire.
Okay. So now you have your house in Illinois. You still work for the railroad. Now it's about 1952. And what happens? What's the next significant thing that happens?
Had a heart attack.
Jeremy. Okay. How old when you had your heart attack were you?
Almost 60.
So 59-ish? Okay. You're in the hospital now.
Tell me I have to retire. Take it easy.
Okay.
I can't do work like I was.
So now you're 59, you need to retire, you have your house in Illinois. Is there anyone else around you?
I'm all by myself.
Still single.
I have a pension fund which is going to help pay for everything. The house is almost paid off. I have a nice car which is paid off. Thank God. I just don't have a lot of things I do though. I just kind of work around the house.
Alright, so you stay around the house a little bit.
Doctor told me not to move much.
Oh, okay.
Because of my heart condition. So I relax a lot.
What do you look like now?
Oh, I put on a little weight since I'm not working. I'm not doing too good with that. It seems like it's a growing problem.
Okay. Okay.
As far as finding a wife for a woman, the weight doesn't seem to want to help.
Yeah, and at 59, that might not be too easy, I guess, or I'm guessing.
No, I don't have much hair. I'm overweight. I like to smoke. That's the one bad habit that I did get on the railroad. Seems like everybody smoked. Just didn't stop us. But
Okay.
it causes a little bit of breathing problem too because I've gained weight.
So you're smoking and you're overweight and your breathing is not good.
No.
Okay. So what happens next?
Well, I decided I'm going to take a trip. Go see where I'm from.
So you're,
Do a little research and look back at the family history. And I was going to go back to the old country.
okay, so you were born in New York, but now you're going to take a trip to your origins, which is where?
Part of France.
France. All right. So it's now about the early 60s, 1961-ish, and you want to take a trip back to France.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So do you make it to France? Tell me what happens there.
Yeah, we made it to France. Me and a friend of mine decided we were going to go together so we wouldn't be alone.
Okay.
He wanted to go back, and he was from England, so he was originated from England, so we used it as a stopping point. Stopped there, and we spent a week in England. Checked it out. It was pretty neat.
Okay.
Saw Big Ben. This big stupid clock. People seem to want to take a look at.
And then
So we
you go.
stopped and looked at that, and Scotland Yard was right there, so we checked that out.
Nice.
Did a little walking around, a few other things, and we went to France.
Okay.
There's even less there, but no, we went and looked at a bunch of different stuff. We went and had some wine, food. Wine was the best part of it. French wine's a lot different than wines here in America.
Wow. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're having a good time with your friend.
Yeah, he enjoyed it.
Okay.
We spent a lot of time together.
So what happens next? You visited England, you visited France, you had some good wine and food, and now what?
Back home.
All right. Back to Illinois.
Yeah, we needed to get a break, get back home, and I take care of my lawn. It's overgrown.
Okay.
That's what happens when you're away for about a month. Nobody takes care of anything.
All right. So you're back in Illinois doing your yard work.
Yeah, we live in a neighborhood where everybody seems to think that that's the number one thing you need to take care of. I mow my lawn about once a week, maybe once a month, I should say.
Okay.
To be honest.
All right.
Everybody else mows it once a week. I find it to be a pain in my ass.
Okay. All right.
I'd much rather go work on my car.
Oh. So you like working on your car. That's nice.
Yeah. I bought a new Studebaker.
Okay.
It's about the smoothest running thing I've ever been in.
Beautiful.
Everybody seems to think I'm going to be buried in that thing.
Okay. You're doing fantastic, Jeremy.
For a single guy that's overweight and bald, yeah, I guess I am.
Okay. Is there anything else significant about the life as Jeremy that you need to know?
I don't think so.
Okay. We're going to fast forward to the last day in the life of Jeremy.
In the hospital.
Okay, you're in the hospital. How old are you there?
Only another 6 years.
Okay, so 64.
My heart's giving out.
So it's your heart again.
They said they can't fix it.
Okay.
So it's time to go.
All right.
Yes. And I end up saying my goodbyes to a buddy of mine.
Okay.
And about 20 minutes later, I take my last breath.
All right. So now you've taken the last breath as Jeremy. That was a beautiful life. Now we want to talk to Jeffrey's higher self. We've seen a lot of lives. A lot of information has come through about these lives. And we want to now speak to the higher self because Jeffrey has a few questions that he would like answered. Do I have permission to speak to your higher self?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the lives that you have shown to Jeffrey today. That was beautiful, very detailed, and I think Jeffrey's going to be very surprised about all this information. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, so Jeffrey does have some questions about his life now as Jeffrey. He wants to know why he has this persistent cough. What can you tell him about this cough?
It's air quality.
Okay.
Needs to keep the air quality up in his house.
Okay.
That's the only reason that he's having these problems.
Okay. And what about the mucus and congestion that he's having all the time over this past year? What is going on with that?
Once you get the air quality in check, it'll help.
Okay. Where did it come from, this cough and this mucus that's been going on for over a year and a half now?
It's in the air quality in the house. It's irritating him, making him have nasal congestion, which is causing the drainage into his throat.
Okay. Currently, he's taking a lot of different medications for this. He's on blood pressure medication. He's taking a lung pill. He's taking vitamin E or fish oil. He's taking vitamin D. Um, he's taking a sunflower pill. Are any of these things helping this situation?
I think they all help right now.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the way that he can get rid of the cough and the mucus and this irritation is by changing the air quality,
Yes.
by fixing the air quality. Okay. Is that the only thing that he needs to be thinking about as far as the coughing and the mucus? It's just the air quality. Is there anything else?
General health needs to take care of himself.
Okay. And how can he do that? What can he do that he's not doing now to take care of himself?
Exercise.
Okay.
Try to find something that will stimulate his muscle growth.
Okay.
As we get older, it's harder to contain. Keep.
Okay. What about his diet? Is there anything there that needs to change or be added or taken away?
Once you get everything else under control, the diet should take care of itself.
Okay. All right. Now, we want to ask you about his current job that he's doing outside the home, not his personal business, but his current job. What can you tell him about his current job?
It's going to be a business that will stay working. If he wants to stay there, he can.
Okay.
It's not a permanent position.
It isn't. Okay.
I think he'll gradually move into a position of his own.
Okay. And what do you mean by that?
He has his own business. Eventually he'll just decide to go on its own.
Okay. Thank you for that. All right. So we would like to ask for you to give Jeffrey some healing today. Even though he has to take care of the air quality in his home, can you help start the healing of his cough, his lungs, his breathing, and his sinuses? Can you start helping to heal that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. We thank you so much for that. So you can start the healing now, and on Jeffrey's end, he needs to take care of the air quality in the house. Is there anything else that you want to tell him about that?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that. Now, you've shown him many lives today. Many, many lives. And the first life that you showed him was on a different planet where he had kind of a bumpy, multiple colored skin, and a smooth face with no hair, where he ate plant life and was connected to a winged being. What can you tell him about that life, or why you needed to show him that life?
So that he can understand diversity and understand that it's not all one way.
Okay.
We don't all stay in one place. We transition. We move. Life is not constant. Life always changes.
Beautiful. So the lesson that he needed to learn in that life was about understanding diversity?
Mm.
Okay. And understanding about how life changes?
Yes.
Okay. just want to make sure that he can understand when it comes to that. And the next life that you showed him was the life of the master gardener, where he lived a very so the first life he didn't have a partner as far as a love relationship partner. In the second life as the master gardener, again it was a solitary life. Why did you show him the life as the gardener?
So you can understand how he could change and how his transition to this next life would be. Each life gives us something to grow on.
Okay. And what was the lesson that he needed to learn about that soul, that solitary life as the gardener?
It was a creation understanding.
Understanding about creating things?
Yes.
Okay. And then the next life that you showed him was the life as Jonathan in London and then going to America. And in that life, he was on that ship and then he went to New York. He had a friend. And then as he moved through that, he met a Paiute woman, Pohat, and they had twin boys.
Yes.
So what was he supposed to learn about the life as Jonathan?
The fact that going from the second life to this one, that he would become a father.
Okay.
And learn how to have children. And how to grow, not just create.
Okay.
And also become a teacher.
Beautiful. Okay, and yes, so, and then the life after that was the life as Samuel. And then with the life as Samuel, he was again an only child. So he was an only child as Samuel, and he was an only child as Jonathan. So in the life as Samuel, he joined the military, and then he survived, and then he became a gold miner, and he again was alone a lot of his life until he met finally Bethany and had 6 children. He lived a long life to be 84. What was the lesson in the life of Samuel? Or what does he need to know about that?
A life of growth and loss. How to survive. And enjoy.
That's good. Growth, loss, survival, and then being able to enjoy life. Okay. Yes. And then the next life, he was born as Jeremy Patterson, born in a tub to a single mother.
Yes.
And as Jeremy, he seemed to be a pretty sassy person who was really having bad luck with women. But he went on to have a plentiful life alone, on the railroad and retiring. What was the lesson that he needed to take away from the life as Jeremy?
Not to give up.
Okay.
That was when it was easy.
So not to give up. Okay, perfect.
He persevered no matter what.
He did, yes. Beautiful. What advice do you have for Jeffrey as he continues in his current life?
To go over and read over the things that you have gone over today.
Okay.
Help him.
Do you recommend that he listen to his recordings of this session?
He can.
Okay.
It might help. I should hope it would.
Okay.
Unless he's blind.
Can you tell him if he has a main guide, or you're the higher self that I'm speaking to now? Do you have a name? Is there anything that he can call you?
No, he doesn't need to call me anything.
Okay. Does he have a main guide or somebody that watches over him that that you can give him the name of?
He has a dragon.
Beautiful. Does that dragon have a name?
Elspeth.
Elsbeth? Okay. So it's a female. Okay. What does she look like?
A green dragon.
She's green. Her name is Elsbeth. How long has this dragon been with him?
Very long time.
Okay.
Japanese dragon.
All right. So it's a Japanese dragon. Beautiful. Is there anything that I haven't asked or that Jeff hasn't asked that you want him to know before we close the session?
I think we're good.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you so much. We love, honor, and respect you for bringing all this information through for Jeffrey. And we ask that you do continue with the healing of his sinuses, lungs, breathing, and anything else that his body needs. Okay. We're going to bring you back. We're going to bring you back to your physical body. Okay. Keep your eyes closed for now and call your energy back into your physical form. We're going to call your energy back. All your renewed and realigned and vibrant energy is returning now to your body. Take note of the expansion of your heart and the increased depth of your wisdom and knowing from all these lives that you've gathered here today. We send gratitude to all of the guides who have participated in your journey. Now you're going to return to your physical body and your everyday awareness and consciousness, feeling yourself now return to this room and the present day and time. Just wake up naturally, completely and fully, feeling fantastic all over. You can begin to move and open your eyes when you're ready.
All right, why am I crying?
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. How did that feel?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry. Yeah, me too.
I gotta pee.
All right.
Okay, so a couple things. Let's see here. So that was my second session with Jeff, who is my husband. And the first session was really personal. It was a lot of personal information, so I didn't post that session. My other practice sessions, I hadn't quite figured out the recording, how to not have the induction in there and be able to start the recording, so I couldn't post any of those, although they probably would have let me do that. So just for people that may not know about, BQH, some people practice QHHT. I prefer BQH because it's more of a free form. You can do it over Zoom. I'm not offering it over Zoom yet because I want to get more in-person sessions under my belt. But when I'm doing a session with Jeff, I'm way more relaxed, obviously, because it's my husband, and I did laugh a lot in it, and I was laughing because of the comparison of the Jeff that I know to what was going on in his other lives. And when I did my other practice sessions and when I do this, professionally with other people, I don't laugh a lot like that. It's hard to separate, that when it's my husband there. But a few things I wanted to point out is in this life, he does not have any biological children. And in many of the lives that he had, he seemed to feel almost like his kids were kind of a pain in the butt more than he was close to them. So it's not surprising to me that in this life he chose not to have children. So that stood out to me. Also, his lives where he was talking about women and flirting with women and the redheads. He still in this life likes redheaded women. So I thought that was of note. And also in that life of Jeremy, where he was unhealthy and he was talking about smoking, he hates smoking in this life, hates it. His father's name in this life was Jack. He's cross now, but Jack showed up as a father in the life of Samuel, and it didn't seem like they were very close. He and his father were close in this life, but only when he was young. So that made a lot of sense too, the parallels between the lives. Let's see. He in this life he loves architecture. He loves creating things. He's worked on gardens and stone walls and things like that. So that life as the Japanese master gardener was kind of cool as well. He does love hunting and guns. So when he was talking about playing with that gun, it made me laugh because I was like, oh yeah, he loved guns in another life too. So lots of the traits and things that happen to us in our other past lives that we've lived do come through sometimes in each life that we have. So I found that very interesting. And in this life, he loves dragons. He's always loved dragons. One of the first gifts that I gave him when we were dating was actually a photo of I think it was a Chinese water dragon. And he has dragon, like jade dragons and other dragons he's always had. So for him to have a guide that's a dragon was really cool to me too. And it shows the connection that he had or has in this life to dragons all of these years. And then to find out that he has a dragon as a guide was pretty cool. So yeah. Oh, the other thing that I noticed right before he talked about the bear attack, I think that was after he went to the bathroom, and he was rubbing his chest already before we even got to where he was saying that he was hit in the chest and knocked down. He was rubbing his chest back and forth, and he hadn't really done any movements like that in the session up till then. So I found that really interesting that he was already, before we even got to what was happening or he was saying anything, he was already rubbing his chest. So I found that really interesting. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely love doing this. It is so interesting and so exciting and so much fun. It was just amazing to me that he went from life to life to life. So I don't know when the Master Gardener was. I think we forgot to ask the date, but then he had a life in the 1700s, the 1800s, and then 1902 or early 1900s was when the next one. So it seems like his soul has been pretty much going into lives. Now, what I also found interesting was that his soul didn't take him, or his guides didn't take him to like life between lives where you choose your next life. So maybe the next time we do a session with Jeff, we will see if we can go into the life between lives, like what is happening when he's choosing his next life, because that would be interesting. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'm only doing these sessions in person at my home in Shapley, Maine, but I'm hoping that I can get some practice sessions over Zoom done to make sure that I can handle that. I don't want to have somebody pay for a session over Zoom that it doesn't work out. So I need to get some practicing in over Zoom. If you're interested, in having a practice session over Zoom, which would of course be free because it would be a practice session, just send me an email, northstarenergy207@yahoo.com, and we can set up a practice hypnosis session over Zoom. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I do appreciate each and every one of you.